We're here again with another List Attack. I'm Woody.
I'm Kelson.
And for this edition of List Attack, we're talking about specific genres.
Yes.
Of stuff that we played. Now, we're not doing nominations in this video, we're just going to talk about what our best of each of the individual genres was.
Yeah.
And we kind of have an eclectic mix of genres here, because there's some stuff we played a lot of, and some stuff we didn't really play a lot of.
Yes.
So, and also some little more creative interpretations of what might be considered a genre in some cases.
Yeah, something sort of defies genre definition in a lot of ways. So this is just, just figured we would hit each kind of main genre staple.
Kind of hit some big staples. Yeah.
So let's start things out with FPS.
So yeah, our first genre we're talking about is first-person shooters, and the best first-person shooter we played, one of the only ones, well, we played 420 Blaze It,
right.
Played a bunch of games for FPS Jam.
Yeah.
Not necessarily shooters.
Yes.
But the best FPS, I think, hands down, that we played was 8-Bit Killer.
Click, click, boom!
Yeah.
8-Bit Killer, man. Locomolito.
Yeah, Locomolito retro Doom-style RPG did not come out this year, but we played it this year.
Yeah, and it's just so good.
Yeah.
It deserves recognition.
You know, like we've said about a lot of the other stuff, for this, it's a small game, but it nails all the high points that you'd want to experience in a larger game.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, this is free, man. Free, complete game.
It sounds great. It looks great. It's free. There's no reason not to check this out unless you don't have a computer.
Mm-hmm. And like all the Locomolito games, it takes a traditional kind of style of game and just modernizes it in a way that is very aesthetically pleasing and makes you just have nostalgia, but also have a new experience, which is super cool.
Alright, on to our next genre, strategy.
Yes. And for this one kind of was our maybe more contested, because there were kind of a lot of different...
Yeah, strategy is one of those genres, there's a lot of different takes on this.
Definitely, yeah.
And, some things of whether would you consider it strategy or not, is this just a puzzle, or is it a strategy game?
Right, exactly. And, well, ultimately what we went with was Strange Gravity. And that was from the 70 FPS comp.
Yes. And I think the perspective is one of the reasons we like that, because it's a change up from what you would normally expect out of this kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It was just like it was a game that was just like, this makes complete sense, man. Like, this is a perfect utilization.
It was a simple strategy idea, and it was visually engaging, and it was kind of a cool setup, like the plot behind it of you're moving microbes around these giant kind of test tube environments.
Definitely. It's like a plot line of sort of like calamitous sci-fi adventure away from being like this awesome full game.
And it was neat, and it really hit that not necessarily being a huge full game thing, because some of the other strategy games we played, like Reprisal, I can think off the top of my head, they were really in depth. They were really, really big.
Right.
And they just took a little too long for me to get into them compared to some of the other stuff. This, I was doing it in, 2 minutes.
And you just get it right away.
In the thick of it, you know?
Yeah. It was intuitive in that way, and just made you... And the action, it was fast-paced, too. It was strategy in motion, let's say.
Yes.
And that was really fun. How about you take it away with the next one?
All right, our next genre we have is action. Now, again, this is kind of a broad genre, but
it really is.
Focusing a little bit more on your combat and your fighting dudes.
Yeah.
And our winner on this one is Joy Lancer.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a full-fledged 2D action game.
Right.
Somehow, wow.
It's so good. I want to play the full version so badly at this point. I think Joy Lancer's... It's one of the most fun, just pure joyous gameplay.
And all the mechanics, they combine really well into everything. And we said during the video, I don't know if I've played a 2D single-player game like this that really emulates the feel of a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta like this.
Yeah.
Where, you've got launchers, you've got throws, you actually have combos, and then it's all based around the spin dash, so it actually feels like a unique character action game and not just taking character action and making it 2D.
Yeah.
So all in all, really great. Play it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Play the game. And now we have RPG. This one, we had to think about this one, because we didn't have a ton of pure RPGs.
Yeah, we did not play many traditional RPGs, not a lot of turn-based games. Or anything like that.
So what we went with was roguelite.
Because, roguelite is as the name would suggest, it is a roguelike.
Like.
Kind of.
Yeah,
sort
with
of played
light
as,
manipulation
there's
mechanics.
a randomly generated environment, there's light, and you upgrade all of your stuff after that. And that ended up kind of being the clincher for RPGs, is that we don't really have a lot of traditional RPGs that we played, but we did have a lot of games that make use of RPG mechanics.
Definitely. And that really, it's sort of the secret of just the past, I think, 10 years in a lot of ways in gaming is just the influence of RPG mechanics.
And this kind of mechanic where you die and then you get to upgrade your character with what you got in a previous life, this has been cropping up in a few games recently. Rogue Legacy is a good example of it.
That's a big
and it's
one.
kind of a more user-friendly roguelike experience. I can understand some roguelike diehards maybe not liking that as much, but I think it really does make the genre a little bit more accessible in a way that doesn't sacrifice a lot.
Yeah, I agree, and that's a whole other discussion, really.
Yeah.
But I think that roguelite, and not only that, it just was just a great little experience. The light manipulation was fun. In addition, it had those wrinkles that made it just like a great game, and it deserved recognition. And so, best RPG for us is roguelite. And now, our final genre, and that is the shoot 'em up genre.
The shmups.
The shmuppers. And we actually had quite a few of these.
Yeah, we have quite a few of these.
Surprise! And it's a genre that you don't really think of as being like on the tip of everybody's tongue, and
I think it's a bit simpler sometimes to make a shmup in like a game creation program, and I think that's why you see a lot of indie shmups.
Yes.
Which is not to denigrate them at all.
No.
Because they're very fun. Some of our favorite games we actually made were shmups.
Definitely.
And our winner for this one is Virus Master.
Yes.
Now, we liked a lot of the shmups we played. Virus Master was such a weird little concept of like the playable music video.
Yeah, I mean,
in shmup format.
It's a real trippy game in all senses of the word.
But it actually has an advanced scoring system. It has multiple endings. It's like a 1-credit clear challenge.
Right. Timing and just the variation of sort of challenges on the screen, from targets on all 360-degree targeting, basically.
To targeting stuff all around you, to having to dodge stuff and fighting, invincible opponents, essentially.
Yeah, and just basically sort of 4 layers of boss fights.
And this crazy, this constant, almost like schizophrenic change of gameplay of this for 20 seconds, and this for 30 seconds.
I think the art and the design of that game is just so sick, man. I didn't really love the music, I'll say, but at the same time, it was totally appropriate. So, even though I like the game as a music video thing, though, is like a great concept. I think releasing a cool
especially
game.
A shmup, because shmup it's basically a visualizer already.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like a visualizer that you play in.
Yeah,
and I think we called it a fever dream kind of a game when we played it, and I think it really deserves to be played, really, because somebody put some damn time into this one, and
so there you have it. That's our 5 genres.
It's 5 genres.
I know we played more games and more genres than this. These are kind of the 5 we ended up doing.
Yeah, we thought about it.
There's just a lot of genre bending stuff that we didn't really have anywhere to put, and genre isn't always the greatest classification in games. But that's a huge conversation to have there.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
So hopefully you like these well enough.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 genres, 5 winna chicken dinners, and we'll keep on going with List Attack.